the importance of Jan Warcraft's work is that it was the initial document that brought together individuals to look at the whole idea of a concept of a network. And because of people's powerful allegiance to their own local groups, it was the one way that we could get all those groups to come together. I think at this point in time, if we tried to get people together under one banner, one headline, one group, we would have failed. The time isn't right for that. And the whole concept of a network which utilises the powerful loyalties that people have to their local groups is a huge step forward, and Jan was the author of that.
David mentioned, sort of talking about the network, the honour and terms being called it Jan Warcraft vision. I don't think I could quite claim it's my vision because it's based on this report where we did go out and talk to about 300 or 400 service user groups. You can download it from the Sainsbury's website. You have to go on to www.scmh.org.uk, click on the heading Publications, and then scroll down till you get to Honour and Terms. Okay, so about the vision, there is a vision. I think what Emily described the actual structure of what a network should be and not be before the break was absolutely spot on. That is what I would hope, that it should not be seen as the voice of service users. Every service user group can kind of sign up to and say this is something which we feel is doing what we want. And that, you know, all those groups can be networked via this network so that they can, the planners, when the planners want a representative, that the right person can be found from the existing groups who are signed up to it. So it won't be speaking on behalf of users, but it will be directing the people who want to use a voice to the right place to find that. And also trying to build capacity so that people are better able to get their voices heard. What else? Oh yeah, the other thing about being a voice is that we need to kind of get the service user movement to discuss some very key issues, and some of those were raised in this report. There's probably lots of other issues, but a couple of the crucial issues are things like what we think about medication. You know, are we for it or against it? Obviously, there's a wide diversity of views about treatments, different kinds of treatments, but we need to have that debate and find out what we've got in common about that. And even more important, you know, what do we think about pharmaceutical companies coming in with funds and trying to offer those to service user groups? There's a huge diversity of views on that, from give us the money because you've taken, you've made money out of us, we want some of it back, to, over my dead body I will sell my soul if I take a penny from the drug companies. And we need to have that debate out in the open, because at the moment what's happening is people are stabbing each other in the back over it, and it's going to destroy the user movement, split it right down the middle and make people hate each other. If we can have that debate in the open, perhaps we can end up with some respect for ourselves and for each other. I think it's a really crucial issue that we debate nationally. Second one would be mental health legislation. I would say we need to talk more about that. I don't know what's happening with the current mental health bill. Maybe it's not going to resurface, maybe it's going to come back and hit us, bite us in the bum, I don't know. But we need to talk about what we want from mental health legislation, so we've got a service user perspective, if that's possible, on the issue of what kind of law we want to see. National voice, a series of voices, many voices, training people in media skills, like the work that David was doing in mental health media. Here we've got people with masses of media talent. You can just tell from talking to people they've got plenty to say. They just need their confidence built up so they can go and say that to their local journalists, to their local media, or to the regional or to the national media, and we can actually get a real voice that even the Sun can't ignore. We need to be in the national newspapers saying what we're about, so that we can. That's going to be the quickest way of eliminating stigma. We can do it in 6 months with some decent media training. I really believe so. We can make sure that any TV programme that wants to represent mental health issues has to go through this network, and get authorisation. Otherwise, they'll get endless sort of streams of complaints from service user groups, which could be kind of orchestrated around the country. Like, you do not portray something like that. You've got to do it. They don't go ask Marjorie Wallace to get SANE to advise them. They come to our networks. That's the sort of vision I have for it. Finally, my last bit of my vision is that we start to develop our own alternatives. The government's sponsoring the expert patient programme, which is fine as it goes, but it's not specifically for mental health. We need something which is more mental health oriented, which builds on the EPP or builds on what the existing organisations are doing. Why can't Rethink and Make Depression Fellowship get money to roll out their programmes, which are excellent programmes and specific for the people with those particular issues? Where's the money for the things that are coming from the user movement? But you could abolish most of the mental health system if you just gave people the money to create their vision and then give that something back. And I think you could just start in alternatives. I think I should stop there while I'm winning.